Hello engineers and welcome at our second episode of our tutorial videos. Today we will focus our experiences and how our look on building of the rails, preparing the rails for the final building. And at the beginning we will also check the best settings for the board. I'm not saying that setting is the best for it, but it's recommended by me because I have some experience with it, and I think that's the best solution for my work. So let's start. So we can create some new game. We can choose the star system or empty world. It does not matter for us. If we start the empty world, we must place some planets we want to use. So keep creative, offline doesn't matter. Autosave, yes, of course. These things doesn't matter because we are creating in a creative mode. Save hostility, yes. No asteroids. Encounter lowest density. Sound what you like. Word side unlimited, yeah, of course. View side, view distance. I recommend 5 to 7 kilometers. I think it's better, but you can try basically 15 or 20 kilometers. Still okay. Because we have lots of grids and lots of blocks, so if we use extremely long distance, that it can have larger impact on our computers. Enable sun rotation, yes, of course, because if we disable it, then we can't rotate it with that in our how to say admin tools. Yeah, your admin tools will not work, but we can increase the duration to 1 day. So it will be moving very slowly. Max object doesn't matter. Global encounter maybe 0, I don't know. Animal, and block limits. We must disable it because we would reach maximum limits very fast, only after few kilometers of railways. So that's why. But we will increase the number of backups. Sometimes it's helpful if your word stopped working, so you can try some of your backups. And sometimes if you leave the game, go cooking or do something different, and they come back, more backups is better, so you will not lose your word if something messed up. Max offline distance. I don't know, this is the new one, so I can't recommend anything. Auto healing, enable copy paste, spectator, okay. Trusted image, we will turn off the image anyway, so it doesn't matter. Cargo ships, we don't want that. Weapons, it's on you. Destructible blocks, turn off. That's the one of the very important settings for our building worlds. Yeah, of course you can turn on it later, but I recommend to use it so you can easily build your rails, build your trains, and you will not lose them or damage them. Yeah, that's very important for creative world. In-game scripts, yes. Tool shake, I don't like it. Yes, random encounters, no. Planetary encounters, no. Voxland, yes. Oxygen, convert to station, yes. And second important settings, unsupported stations. Because we will work with lots of stations, because all our rails are stations, and if we remove all the hinges and some rotors, then unsupported stations would fall. Yeah, because usually they are only particularly in the voxel, and some of them will be in the air, and there is no other solution how to keep it as a station. Yeah, of course we can keep our hinges on our rails, so it will be as one mega subgrid. It will have subgrid on subgrid on subgrid on subgrid. It will keep the settings as a station, but it will have much more bigger impact on our CPU. So that's why we remove hinges, because we will reduce the CPU impact, but we need to turn on unsupported stations. Voxel distraction, yes, this makes some problems if you turn off it and remove some voxels. They can be still there, and sometimes it's a little bit bugged. We don't want the drones, and I think it's already everything. Super gridding, maybe yes, maybe no, I'm not sure for now. Bounty contacts, we don't want that. Weather system is okay, it's on you. Usually for my building words I turn it off. Lightning damage, temporary containers, we don't need them. Scrapboards, we don't need it. And these ones are not wanted, maybe. Click the start and it's all, but we can go back for our mods. I have this mod list. Usually I use several mods. Speed, to increase our speed cap, maybe to 200 or 300 meters per second. No armor edges is a very nice mod. Everything looks better. Yeah, so I recommend this one, but sometimes it can do some mess with your words, so be careful. But it mess only with not with, but if you use lots of blocks or lots of grids. So that's our case, but I know it works really nice. Atmo hydrogen, we don't need it. Build info, yeah, but you need also text hard API. And I think that's almost everything. But we can choose also this one. No tree collision or tree no physics. One of these two. They are really nice if you want to build some railway on the forest planet. So if you will be cleaning the railway, then the trees will not be a problem. But later we will remove that mod and clear the railway with our very heavy and fast locomotive or train, because it will destroy all the trees. But if you are cleaning the railway with grinding machine, it's moving very slowly and it can't destroy the trees. These bushes and trees decoration, that's a really nice mod. I can recommend it too. You can add some flora to your buildings or something about it. And that's all. Of course, you can choose some of your planets. I usually recommend the new ones or which are updated in the last year. When they are older, I don't recommend them because they can be broken a little bit. But of course, sometimes they will work without any problems. Physics shape saver, that's nice too. It applies to catwalks, railings, and beams. It makes for your game, the game will be easier, so you save some your computer power. And of course there is smoke optimization mode, no smoke. This is applied for the smoke, for example, on the wheels, because when our wheels on the touch with the grids, they create lots of weird smoke. So if we use this mod, it will remove all this smoke, and it will be better and also better performance. Again, it's only performance friendly mod. So clearly we are building only from vanilla blocks or DLC blocks, but no mods. Yeah, so if we remove all these mods, the world or the builds will still work without any problem. And I think there is particle performance optimization, very similar to snow smoke. It will just help you. And I think that's all. Undo, that's really nice mod too. Window washer will wash your windows, so they will be cleaner. Okay, that's all. We can start, create our world, place our planet. So I will go back because I don't want any new world, and load our yesterday world where, yes, for example this one. I hope it will be fast. So as I said, we will be building rail patterns. I just remove this locomotive, you don't need it. And for building, I highly recommend the space. Maybe you are asking why space? I like the green and blue sky and sun. This space is better because there is no gravity, and that's very important. If there is no gravity, you can easily switch your dynamic grids to static grids, and also absence of the gravity makes setting of hinges better and more accurate, because we will be working only with half degree settings. So that's why. So I will switch to F8, move to space, slow down. There is still gravity, I don't want that. Maybe here, here we are. Where is sun? There is sun. So we are in space, there is no gravity, it's clear. We can build some platforms, so we will have some better coordination in the space. Place battery, that's the best block because we can use that panel. Convert to the station. So here we are, ready to building. So we can start, and basically we must decide which type of the rail we want to build. If it is monorail, double rail, realistic rails, cable rail, we want to use passages. It's only on you. So let's start. I wanted for my use, I wanted to build a second generation of cable rail. I want to use rotors to a little bit move with the rails, so there will be no edges and no gaps. I already built that, but I had problem. I had extremely big problem because if you are using static grids, they are sometimes behaving very bad. Because if you build secondary subgrid, not only subgrid but secondary subgrid, so it's subgrid on the subgrid, then the first subgrid and second subgrid can join together without merge blocks. So we can see this one is okay because there are only simple subgrids. But here I tried to use rotors, and it connects there and made this mess. So that's the problem, and I know the solution. Not sure if that solution is good, but we know that there is a solution. So I will be building the cable rail. I wanted to use some yellow blocks, so they will be clearly visible in the space. Yellow, maybe a little bit orange, like this one. Yeah. And I think that's all. They can be clear, but that looks weird. This one is not good, so I usually use the battered armor. So we can start with battery. Again, we will turn it into the station, and we can start with our hinge, or maybe starting with the block. Then the hinge, and again a block. This is our basic pattern for everything. Yeah. Of course I need to place battery again here, because this part I will need to turn it to station 2. So both ends will be stationary. But at first I need to go to panel, see the hinge, and set it. For our purpose, I recommend to reduce the strength, so it will go exactly to our degree limit. Yeah, that's important. Then we can set our upper limit, and we will start with only 0.5 degrees. Move it and set it here too. So if we now will be moving with it, it will not move. Only by really small distance. If we increase, then we can see it's moving like we don't want. And if we turn off that, it will move to the natural position. So I can set again our and that's okay. Now it's complete. We are prepared to turn this part to how to say, to station. of course. But I'm using our mechanic, I don't want it. So basically, our hinge is now turned a little bit to left. Only a little bit. You can see I can't place there this block, but I can place this one. It's some kind of help. If you want to have very smooth rails, you can use these blocks, these slopes. Of course, you can use this one too, but it's applicable only for very small degrees in this position. That's why we will be building our rails on the outer part from the hinge. So we will put our sleepers or something like that now, because now we are building these blocks, these holding blocks. They hold the rail together, they are helping us, and we will later remove them, all of them. So that's all for now. And if we place blocks here, we can't see that. We can't see that because it's not so good. But there is a very, very small gap. Now we can see that gap. Yeah, that's a very small gap. That's not a problem for now, but later it can be a little bit problem. So that's all, and now I can change. Oh, no, I will keep the color. I will keep the color and place our round blocks. So you can say this is our smallest possible pattern, but that's not true. There is some bug which is not allowing us to connect the grids together, because here we have one grid and here is a second grid, yeah? And here is our hinge. If we copy it, place it, so you can copy it without any problems, yeah? But later, okay, so it's not applicable for this one, I think, but sometimes there is a problem. If you use only this number of blocks, it not allow you to place these grids together. It will not allow it to. So we must use always 4 blocks. Then it will be okay. Maybe it's because of, mainly it's because of small degree, and of course maybe it's because of the stationary grid. Maybe we can try it again. I'm not sure now, because I know it doesn't work so easily. This one looks okay. Maybe I can try different. Still okay. Okay, maybe we will try it later. But this is our basic pattern. It's complete. That's everything. We can make some different color for this one. And if we remove these batteries, that's all. This is our rail. I can build, of course, a realistic rail, for example. So we will make our sleepers. We will prepare our sleepers. But no. we can prepare sleepers, of course, but we will still modify it a little bit, because we usually must place these hinges and supporting blocks on the side of the rails, where we can easily remove it with train with grinders. So this one it must be below the rail, because our train will be below the rail, mainly be below the train. But here our supporting blocks will be above the rail, so we can start. We can use silver armor. Oh, that's not good. I don't know. We can keep the silver armor. And we can prepare our rails like this. Now it's okay. Add one sleeper, or maybe two. Yeah, it's not easy, because you need sleepers to connect the left side and the right side. There will be always 5 blocks. You can try it like this. And back to server armor. Place again our rails. Maybe we can color them like this, so they will be a little bit realistic. Again, put these ones. So that's all. It's complete, prepared for building. So we can create our rail, prepare our rail, copy, paste, paste, copy, paste, paste, and here it is. Maybe I can rotate the sun a little bit. Here we have complete rail. Very smooth, and it has exactly 0.5 degree. Exactly. So if you want to build 90 degree turn, then you will need several types of these rails, and I will show you how to build it. So we started with this one. Yeah, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and we can remove these blocks. Yes. So here we have 5 degree final turn. We can copy that. And now it's much more complicated. We want to modify this part of the rail. We must convert it to ship. Again, set our degree. Yeah, it will not move. Back to info and go to station again. Of course, we can do like something like, to be sure it's completely accurate, we can turn off that hinge so it will move naturally to the position and again to the station. But there is some new problem. If we are increasing the degree between rails, there can be possible problem between these two rails. We can clearly see there is very big gap. Here is very small gap. Yeah, that's okay, but here we have big gap, and also there is some kind of edge. Yeah, and if the wheel is going on this edge from this side it's okay. It's edge down, but from this side that edge is up, and it will how to say, it will kick into the wheel and will try to stay in position, so the train will be a little bit jumping from left to right. Yeah, it's mainly for bigger degrees. Still, we have only one degree. Yeah, we will create, of course, our 1.5 and 2 degrees variants. Yeah, I can create now or not, because it will be easier to modify it later. So how to solve it? We can remove these middle blocks and place there our small one blocks where they are. Oh, this one looks big, but he's not big. And place these half blocks. They are extremely helpful. But now I have problem. This one is the problem. Yeah, that's why I didn't use it. Because if I place here this rail, that's not okay. That's not okay. So we are, in this case, we are limited. We can't use this solution. I can show it to you later on some different rails, because we don't have block which is only 1/4 block without any slopes. Yeah, and there is nothing we can do or we can choose. Yeah, if you are building from the whole blocks, you can use these blocks and it will be okay. Yeah, but in this case it's not possible. It's not possible. I'm not sure if there is a middle half block. Ah, yes. So I think our solution is here. It's not okay because it will look a little bit weird from the outside, but from the inside, yeah, it will help us. It's not necessary to use it on this inner part, because in this case our inner part is not needed here, because the side wheels will be on the touch with our left rail in our side, in our view, and we can check that surface with our engineer. See? No jumping. It's clear and smooth. Here, if we go here, no jumping still. We need to use bigger degrees. So again, we can turn back. Now I can copy that twice. Not sure if this station, yeah, it's station, so this one is okay. And we will modify this one. So ship, enter hinge, set our degree, move it, set our degree. Of course, we don't need to move them. If we set the second limit, it usually will move to the correct position, but sometimes you will need to do like this and it will move. So that's all. Again, station, remove our battery. Same here, ship, hinge, we can test it here. if we set now second degree, it moved, yeah, and it's in the correct position. So that's all for us for today. Station, remove, and it's okay. Our rails, our first patterns, we can call it patterns, or this one is segment. This one is segment, but pattern is here. Yeah, this is pattern, this is segment. We will use patterns for building the rails. So we have segment, we will use segment and create a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick up 5. Oh, I picked something wrong. So here we have 10, 1 degree. Same is here. Maybe we can, no, we will test it later. Again, we will pick up this one. Maybe I can show it like, oh, I choose the wrong one, but I forget something. For this one, it's okay to use only these rails, but for sharper turns, I need to use for my realistic locomotive our specific design. We are making now a left turn. Later we will need to create a right turn again in this case, because it's not possible to easily switch the direction, so we will must to build it again, but in different direction. But there is still the same rule. The train will go to the left, but our centrifugal force will push our train to the right. It will push the train to the right, and our main wheels on the right side will be forced to go down, and our supporting wheels on the inner side of the rails will be trying to hold the train on the rail. So here we must modify these armor panels. Yeah, I a little bit messed up. Now I hope it will be okay, because I disconnected the grids. And now you can place these blocks. And this is how it can look, and it will work. Of course, now I can remove these blocks, and okay, that looks okay for today. Yeah. 3, 4, 5. Again, here it is, our realistic rail pattern. So I need to modify this one too. So I place box here. Again, it will not disconnect. If you don't want to have asymmetrical rails, then you can use these full panels on the outer side too. But sometimes it's not needed. It depends only on you. Four, 6, 8, 10. sometimes it's not what I picked. Then here it is. And now how to create exactly 90-degree turn. It's easy if you have correct patterns. Usually you are limited with the planet and natural voxels because you want to build a railway around the hills and around fields. So it depends usually on the voxels. But if you need exactly 90-degree turn, we can choose this one. And how to create it? We will help us maybe here. We can use this text panel. And how it is measured or how we can create. We need 90 degrees. We will start with the smooth ones. So we will use 10 times 0.5 degree, and it will be at the start of the turn and at the end of the turn. So it will be 2 times. Then we will use our second pattern with 1 degree and use it 2 times. That means now we have here 10 degrees final. Here we have 20 degrees. So together it is 30. Now it is 30. So then we can use 10 times 1.5 degree, again 2 times, and it's 30 degree. So now we have our final degree 60, and we want 90. So we have 2 options. If we want to do it sharper, we need to use the 2 degree turn. If we want to create it smoother, we can use again this one. So now we will use 15 times 2 degree. 15 times 2 degree, but it will be only 1 time. And now it's 30, final is 90 degrees. So that's how you can build 90 degree turn with these rails. See that? Easy. So in our this was the theory. Now we can practice it. So this one, then this one, again this one, and the last one. But we need 15 and we have 10, so I need 2. I will place here some block so I will know where is our middle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remove blocks and complete. Almost complete. Degree. Again, this one. Maybe I can use our small engineer. And it's complete. We have 90 degree turn. The perfect design. I hope it's 90 degree. It does not look like, but it should be 90 degree. Maybe we can check it. It's not easy to check it, but it's still a little bit possible. I will pick the yellow one, so it will be visible a little bit better. It's extremely big, you know, so if you want to have sharper turn or smaller radius, you will need to use different patterns. You don't need to start with the 0.5 degrees, but you can start with the 1 degree and then again switch to 2 degrees. Yeah, so it will be much more smaller and sharper. So here we have this one, and with this we can see I don't know how to measure it exactly, but I think it's accurate. Yeah, we can see we can place our blocks here. With almost touch. Yeah. Very small gap between these two ones. We can check it on the other side. And it's similar, extremely similar. So I think this is the most 190 degree I ever made. And it's approved. So here it is. And as I said, yeah, you can create something sharper, of course. It's only on you. You are limited only by you. Yeah, we are almost done. I think I don't know if it will be really 90 degrees, but it's not 90 degrees, but you can see it's much more sharper and smaller. So it's very easy. But usually you don't need 90 degrees. Yeah, they are usually used only on railway switches or intersections. Yeah, I can show you some intersection, some examples of intersection, like this one. You can see it's extremely big. This intersection has 60 degrees. 60 degrees here, 60 degrees here, and in the middle the rails are not connected because there is some tolerance, but still it's extremely smooth. And that's all. Because I can use math and I know which degree is here because it's connected with the rotor. It's connected with the rotor, so I know what degree is here. So I can say there will be like 5 times 2 degrees, so 10 degrees here, 10 degrees here. I need 60, so here I need to build 40 degrees as a final degree. Same on the second side. Join it together, and here we have intersection. But yeah, now it looks extremely easy, but it's not so easy as you think. sometimes it's much more complicated, like this one. And we can see our green blocks, there are helping blocks, and this is 90-degree turn, 2 90-degree turns, and vertical switches. But it has some hidden problem. You are on the bottom rail and you are bottom and here, but here you are on the upper rail and here you are on the upper rail, so you can't you can't connect it here, so you must switch from the bottom to the upper rail. It's nice, yeah, it looks nice and it's extremely accurate. Yeah, you can see that. And why is it here rotor head? The answer is very simple. These grids will not connect together by mistake. It prevents to sticking together. That's all. That's why it is here. So I showed you my building technique is extremely accurate. I can take my and here we can test. Oh, still we can see it is a little bit jumping, but it should be really smooth. It's the smoothest possible way how to build it. There is of course a second solution for these realistic rails, but it's problematic that it will be, how to say, it will have smaller gaps on the outer rails, but it's simple. You can move this rail to the left, so the gap will be smaller, but you will be forced to remove these blocks. I can show you. So I will keep it yellow for this purpose. So we can, yeah, I remove this one. Like this. I can put these. That's not good. That's not good. Because we need on the outer side. On the inner side. Inner side will be on this one, but still we need half blocks, so like this. Like this, or maybe like this one. That's the second possible solution. We are now experimenting. I think it's the key. Without experiments you can't make anything on the trains. You need experiments and tests to learn it, to learn how it works. So here we can see we have oh, they are in collision. We have collision there. So the only possible solution it would be possible to use a blast door edge, but I don't want it, so I will use this one and place it like this. So there will be gap. For our extremely big trains, these gaps are usually not a problem, because how to say, it's not a problem, but I can see there will be a different problem, because on our inner side we need to build these helping blocks, but we can't use the full blocks in this case, because here we have these blocks. It's a little bit moved to the side, so it's not the best one, so we will need to use increased number of blocks, and that's a problem, because as I said in our previous video, we always want to reduce the number of blocks per one distant block. We can't call that unit like a dB, distant block. So on these rails we have usually 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 plus 5 blocks, so it means it's 13 divided by 2 is 6.5 blocks per dB, or dB, 6.5 dB. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 10, but here are only 4 blocks, so 14, so here we have 7 dB, so it's a little bit increased, but okay, not much, because we saved some material on the sleepers. There is a second solution how to build these rails. You can then manually remove some of these sleepers. Not the first one, because the first one is always important, but the second one you can remove. Oh, not this one. I removed the wrong one. Now it's okay. We can remove some of the sleepers, so it will look like this. We will save some materials, still we will have some sleepers, there will be bigger gaps, and the subgrids or the grids will remain joined together, and that's important. They will still be joined together. Why we can't remove this sleeper? It's because of because it holds this one. But we can again modify it, and we can see we can modify that. Again, add our full blocks and add helping block here. So now I can remove this sleeper. This block in the middle, it will be removed as the blocks on the side. But we missed the sleeper, so we decreased the number of blocks like to 5 dB, for example. So it's a little bit better. Again, yeah. Still you can something improve, make it better, make it stronger. So we completed our preparing for the realistic rails. We can switch back to our how to say, cable rails. Yeah. We have because we have problems with this kind of rail, that if we want to create the bigger angle, I can set it to, for example, to 3 degrees. Ship again, 3 degrees. I need to move it. Okay. Oh. Why is it moving like that? What? I've never met this problem before. Now it's locked, but it has problem to find the correct position. Wow. Yeah, sometimes you can find glitches like this one. So we have 3 degrees, exactly 3 degrees. Yeah, we can see it's not moving. Turn it to the station and place this one block. So now we can see we have a new problem here. Again, we have this step. There is extremely big and sharp edge, which is problem for our wheels, because in survival it will destroy your wheels in a minute, and in creative world it will force the wheels to jump from this side, and from this direction it's okay, from this direction it's not okay. Same from this one. Not okay. Okay. Yeah. So how to solve this? Because we don't have any half blocks, rotated half blocks. Yeah. So how to solve this? It's not simple. I would lie if I say it's simple. It's not simple. But still, there is one solution for it. Yeah, we need to know which one side we can move, where we can increase the distance in our radial direction. And it's not this one, because if we increase the radial direction, so it will be bigger. So we need to build it from this side. So at the beginning I built it on the wrong side. So here we must place our rotor. Yeah. And the blocks. So we can now place these ones. You can see they are not joining together, but there is problem. There is one little bit bigger problem. As I mentioned at the beginning, oh yeah, it's not powered. Okay, no problem, we will solve that. So now we need to place a battery here. So we are now at the subgrid with the hinge. We know that the hinge is in the correct position, so it's in station mode, so it's okay. If it will be in the dynamic grid, we must turn it to static grid. Now to our second subgrid or subgrid. Here we have rotor. Yeah, it's still dynamic. It needs some power. Yeah. We don't want any rotations, so we set at 0 and 0. Yeah, so it will not rotate. And how to solve this problem? We will pick up, for example, some control seat Of course, we don't need battery now because this movement does not require power, and we can move with our rotor and align it in the correct position. So we will take our camera and we can see that now. It's important to have a little bit transparent your background so you can see it. And now we can move with our rotor only by millimeters, only by the millimeters, and find some position where it will be okay, like this one. Yeah, I like this. I like this. That's the correct position. So now I can convert it to the station. Yeah, that's why it doesn't connect together. And here we have our rail. Of course I can remove this, but this is our rail. 3 degrees and no edges. It's smooth and okay. This type of the rails has some advantage because these rails are making on our sticking or touching plane some gaps, but here we have touching plane on the inner side where is almost a zero gap, so it's better than our realistic rails in some point of view. So we can place it and create the rail like this one. Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, it's smooth, it's quite sharp, it's okay. But if we save this one with Ctrl B to our blueprints, call it like test rail, 99 test rail, so test, and if I place it, it should broke, and it didn't, and I don't know why. That's weird. Usually it should broke. It didn't. Interesting. But soon or later they will broke like this. Yeah. And yeah, maybe, yeah, it didn't broke because of a bigger angle. The angle between these two parts of the rail are usually big, 3 degrees, like this one. Yeah, we can see this one is okay, but 2 degrees is broken. Yeah, 1.5 degrees broken, 1 degree broken, 0.5 there is no subgrid, so it's okay. So how to prevent to broke like this? I could say it's a simple solution, but it's not simple. We need to place something between these rails. Yeah, you can use the similar solution on these rails too, or some different rails. Yeah, you can use this solution. You need to place something between them. If your gap is too small, you can't place that panel, for example. I think that panel is the best for if we make rails like this, because I want to create a block rails. So I can pick this panel and place it in the middle. You can see, yeah, you can see that it's here. So they will not connect together. But if we have very, very small gap, I can't see that here, but we can copy this one and create or modify it to only 1 degree. So we will place the block here, some block here, ship this one to the, oh, we don't need to turn this to the ship, but this one we can turn to the ship. Find hinge, modify to 1 degree, move it so it will not broke. It's stable. Again to station. Remove this one. I'm not sure if I turn it to, it's okay, it's correct. Again we need some cockpit blocks to find the best settings for our gap, because if we modify our angle we need to align rotor again, like this one. Yeah, we are on the maximum. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay, that's nice. So here we have 1 degree. I again forgot. Yeah, it's static. And now we will have problem to place or something between these blocks. We can try, for example, lights. Yeah, you can't. You can try. It's not good for large blocks. I really don't know what you can try for these round blocks, because blocky blocks. Oh, and we can see that. We can see that now. They connect together, and we want that. We want that. So how to prevent? How to prevent to joining together? I need to again go to the setting, convert to ship. This one convert to ship 2. So it will move to the correct position. Back to the correct position. So how we can prevent of joining together? Yeah. There is one solution. There is one block which is extremely small, and they allow us to use, or there are 2 blocks, okay? There are 2 blocks. I will copy that to be sure. If I place here, yeah, it connects. Okay. So we must remove this one. We can place there 2 blocks. This one. If it is small, oh, okay, it's not so much small, so it's not suitable for this angle. But still there is second block, and it's this one. It's very thin, so we can okay, so we can't place it there. That's not good. That's not good. Oof. Wow, how to solve this problem? Because when I tested this, it worked, but now it don't want work. Maybe we can prevent joining like this. We will see. Yeah, we prevented of joining. and maybe we will be able. No. So for this angle, it's not possible to place even the smaller smaller blocks between them. So it's not possible. But maybe it would be possible if we increase the gap, and we can increase the gap like this. Now the gap is big enough. It's big enough to place not our plushie, but not this one, but this one. So now they will not join together if we remove. But we have bigger bigger helping blocks. I will add these blocks too. So it will be still in the middle. Because when we are saving our blueprints into our small exhibition or workshop, we do Ctrl+B on our first part. Yeah. Test 2. So now, if we want to use it, we place it like this, and then we will have a problem with the placing. So that's why I sometimes used more helping blocks like this one. I have lots of helping blocks, so with their help I can connect these rails together. Or I placed some block below the rail, like this one. So if I use it again and want to copy that, then I can place it in the middle and it will work. But you will have like something like this under it. You can remove it later manually, of course, but still it is helpful to save some time with the placing. So I think that's all the basics about the hinges, rotors, placing, maybe some materials. I already share my experience with materials and different blocks. I recommend to use standard armor blocks. In some cases you can use these round blocks or blast door blocks, but you must remember that you are then limited to number of blocks, to 100,000 blocks, estimated number of blocks. Maybe I can show how we can build the rails with our passage. Yeah, we have passage here. We can make it red again. So this is how your passage rail can look like. You can say I should place passages here, but yeah, for this angle it will be still okay. But if we want some bigger angle, maybe this one we can try. Then there would be a problem. Yeah, we can see there is collision, and it will not allow us to place it. So we usually always place the blocks on our outer side from the hinge. There will be gap, but the gap is quite small, so it's still okay. But of course there will be the edge, as we know already. But yeah, you can use your passage blocks. Of course, there is a second solution for passage blocks. How to build it? It's a manual building. You can use these grids and move them manually and place them manually. But yeah, they will join together, so you need to make it a little bit different setting for your board, so they will not join together. I don't know how to prevent this, but it's the one possible technique how to build these rails. So that's all. You can then later build your pattern product. You will need several types of these patterns. We can start with our straight lines. So we have a long straight line, short straight line, and long straight line with two modifiers to going down. Then we have some turns. We have downs and ups and rotations, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And I think that's all for today. I hope it is helpful. Let me in comments, let me know anything what you will need to know, and maybe I will create another tutorial to answer your questions. Have a nice day and bye.